How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Tacoma Beast channel, where, as you all know, it's all about the taco. Today we're in Flagstaff, Arizona for the Overland Expo West, and I have the pleasure to be here with Jillian and Rebekah. How's it going?
Great.
How's the show so far?
It's good. I mean, you're catching me Sunday morning, so I'm a little tired, but...
We came right, like, what, 7 in the morning?
Yeah, it's good. We got coffee, we're good.
Awesome. Let's talk about your rig.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's dialed. What do you have for armor?
Armor, I am almost exclusively relentless. So I've got front and rear bumpers. This one's a little bit of a hybrid, so it's not a ton of metal, which I like. But then I also have their skid plates and the high clearance rear as well.
Nice. What do you have for lights? I see your...
Well, I don't have any lights on this thing.
A lot of lights on this rig.
Yeah, so obviously we're going with a KC theme. I have one in the bumper. I have a couple of small flexes underneath the bumper, and I've got ditch lights and then the big Pro 6 up top. I'm a spaceship at night.
Oh yeah, I have those on my second gen, and they're incredible.
Yes.
How do you like them?
I love them. It's a lot of light. I mean, anytime you put light overhead, I think you run that risk of dust interference. Yeah. So that is something to keep in mind. But man, if you're out in those dark nights out in the desert, it is really nice to have that projection of...
Let me ask you this. A lot of people, when they have light bars up top, they complain that it reflects off the hood. Do you get that?
I don't. And I don't know if that's a product of, or a thing with my color. Yeah, I don't know. I
have not experienced that yet.
I haven't either. And I know guys put stuff to like mute that and everything. I didn't have that problem at all. So, and it's a big hood.
Oh yeah. Let's talk wheels and tires.
Wheels and tires, these are Falcon Wild Peaks tires. It's a mud tire. It's a heavy tire, but I like the way it looks, and it's basically bomb-proof. I'm out in the desert quite a bit, and I really love the way they perform.
Are they noisy on the road?
No, not at all. I mean, they're a mud tire that in that about 35,000 miles, you do start to hear them a little bit more, but other than that, they're a really quiet tire.
Sweet. What about suspension system? What do you have in the front end and the back?
Suspension, this is some brand new stuff from Icon.
Yeah.
This actually just got released just a couple days ago from them. So they've always had the CDC valving, which allows you to basically adjust on the fly. You can get out and make them softer, firm up the suspension. This lets me do it from my phone inside the cab now.
No way.
Yeah, and you have presets as well. So if I jump on the highway off the dirt road, I can literally just swap it over to street mode,
yeah,
which I get to preset all that in advance. It also is a smart system, so that if the front end gets a little light, you hit a bump unexpectedly, it stiffens up and prepares for the contact again.
That's some technology, right?
Yeah, so
Incredible.
It's cool, and I was out there testing it on some just speed bumps and.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. It's fun to feel it actually be like intuitively reacting to you.
You had mentioned you had everything relentless off-road. Are we also talking?
No, so the sliders are actually one of the first things I put on the vehicle 6 years ago. These are from DeMello Off-Road. He's local to Southern California, a great fabricator, but these are his rock sliders. And
I see that you use it.
Yeah, man, they definitely got some abuse, especially just this last year.
You really banged them?
Yeah, I found some fun trails.
Cool. Let's talk about this guns that you have all over the truck.
My arsenal. I mean, I do live in California, so we're a little limited on what we could. Right. We're only allowed squirt guns. No, this summer we had a summer camp that were a huge group of us all got together, and it's summer camp.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of throwbacks to being kids and tug of war and all those fun things. I brought personally, I think we brought about 200 water balloons and 4 squirt guns.
To the show?
To our summer
Okay,
camp.
cool.
So we kind of ambushed everyone, and
Awesome.
we were lobbing. Guys were coming by on motorcycles, and we're taking people out. So we were kids again.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was so much fun, but I didn't anticipate keeping them on the truck at all. But the girls were like, let's put them on the bed cage. And it's become this thing that kids drive by, and I get like waves. I get like 40-year-old dudes like, oh my gosh, like super soakers, are you kidding me? So I love that like people are connecting in like a nostalgic way, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
I love it. I saw it and I was like, what is that?
Well, we all get too serious with this stuff, and I think, I don't know, let's remember to have fun. Yeah, let's go be silly.
The inner child in it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
Awesome. Before we move to the back, let's talk about this roof rack. This thing is sweet. You got lights on the side. I'm assuming they're also KC?
Yes. Yeah, so this is all from KC. This is their rack, and then it integrates their lighting system as well. And
the profile.
I love it too. And I was really skeptical about putting something on top of the rig. The Tacoma was designed, it's really quiet. You don't hear any air noise. And I was always like, you put a roof rack on, and especially a big light bar. What am I?
Received noise?
Nothing. I will say, I mean, there is some wind noise, not bad, but so you do start to hear wind at about 75 miles an hour. But there's no hum, no whistle, and so that's
huge.
I'm a big fan of that.
I made a mistake once of putting the wrong roof rack, and it was like whistling. So
I know, that'll make you crazy.
But most of the roof racks now, thankfully, have.
Yeah, they're starting to come. We clean that up and everything. Yeah.
Let's talk about your bed rack.
Bed rack is from Brute Force Fab.
Okay.
And he's a small company. I don't quite know what his. I haven't kept tabs on him. I've heard he's hard to get a hold of, but it actually mounts into the bed instead of being on the bed sides. Yeah, it actually goes into the frame and it bolts to the.
That's the first time I see that.
Yeah. So I like it. It is. So the design, because he's from more from the crawler world, so all of his armor kind of has that theme. But it gives you more stability. I am rattling and rocking I'm on dirt a lot.
Yeah.
So I wanted something that was just going to be as secure as possible with the weight of a tent.
That's nice. I did not notice that.
Yeah.
I would have not pointed that out. I would have not realized.
It's good. It's subtle.
What do you have for your tent?
So this is a high tense tent. I have been with this style of tent probably 5 years now. It's kind of the old school version compared to what's all these new styles are coming out. But I've always loved the profile of the OG rooftop tents. It just
super old school.
Yeah.
But it's on top of your roof now.
Yeah, it still looks like a tent, and it's been great. It's very ruggedized. I love it in all seasons.
How many people can you sleep up there?
Technically, we've gotten 3 in there, and we were 3 girls like this. But we made it work. We've done it a couple of times, but ideally it's 2. That's probably the best.
Now with all this weight here, what did you go with leaf springs to hold up all this weight?
So it's Icon all the way front and back. But I have their RXT package. So it's a Series 6 on the front, but a Series 3 RXT on the back. And with that, it came with their designed leaf pack system, and that has 3 stages depending on your weight. So I am at the stiffest or the strongest, and that is because of the tent. And sometimes I do carry a very large refrigerator in the back, so that's just to give me the support for that. And it works. It's great. It holds up.
Sag. It looks super level.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The ride quality must be insane.
Ride quality is great.
I want to test your new shocks.
Yeah, let's go get rowdy with those.
The trails. Now with all these lights that you have,
yes.
I'm assuming you have a dual battery system, or what are you rocking?
I do, as of like 2 weeks ago. So I'm one of the holdouts for a dual battery system. I have been running a deep cycle like yellow top for years. I don't stay in one spot very often. So I've gotten away with it because I'm always on the road, so I'm not running out of power.
I'm trying to stay away from the dual system, and now I have to.
Well, yeah, so I had an opportunity to work with Red Arc, which you don't say no in Red Arc.
Yeah. I've heard great things.
The systems are awesome. And then I've always been excited to get a lithium on board, just because they're fancy.
Yeah.
You got to get a lithium. So worked with Tony and Adventure Power Solutions to kind of come up with a one-off idea. We put it in a Roam case. We're still kind of fine-tuning it.
Such a cool idea.
It was a beat-up Roam case that I had, and he was like,
"Nobody will ever guess it, right?"
No, it's kind of incognito, but it's cool. It's definitely a one-off. I'm sure there'll be more eventually, but it's a great lithium battery. I have 100 amp hours in there. They're pricey, but
they're worth it.
I love it. I'm really excited. I've been sitting here for 4 days, and I think I still have like 50% power.
When you have a fridge, that's a really good option.
It is. And I've been doing more and more events where maybe I'm a little more stationary, so I think it's going to come into play. And it also gives me lights. We had a party last night. I had all the lights on. No worries.
Before we end this, let's talk about the rear bumper.
Okay.
What are you rocking here? I know Relentless Off-Road again?
Still Relentless. Yeah. It is a high clearance, so you do a little bit of cutting on the bed. It gives you a better departure angle, obviously. With the Tacomas, your bed is the where you get hung up the most, or at least that bumper.
Oh, yeah.
And so, it gave me the swing arm, which I love having the tire there.
Do you like the single? A lot of people complain that it's like you're putting too much weight, but I see this thing is not sagging. It looks nice and sturdy.
I haven't had other armor. I haven't had other swing arms. Eric at Relentless designs beautiful products, and he's very, very mindful of this stuff working long term. I've had this for 3 years now. Never had an issue. It barely moves when I go, like there's no movement. And we know, we don't like to see vibration in any of our stuff. And this is really solid stuff. I don't have any concerns about it at all.
Let me ask you this, how did you get into this hobby?
Oh, that's the long story question. I didn't know this was a thing. I came back to California after being on the East Coast for some time and was kind of revisiting as an adult places in Eastern Sierras outside of California, was noticing trails, knew my little Subaru was not gonna make it. I was kind of getting stuck, bottoming out. And I was like, I just need 4-wheel drive. And I was always a Toyota fan. And I thought, well, I want a Tacoma, I want a truck. And I literally just wanted a truck with 4-wheel drive, none of this stuff. I didn't know any of this stuff.
That's all you need. You need
it really
4-wheel drive.
That's all you need. I didn't camp. I didn't want to camp. I needed a shower and toilet, and I was a city girl that just wanted to explore nature. Fast forward 6 years, and this has happened. But again, it's a 2016. It had just come out. This color was brand new, and I was a female driver. So I think it kind of just got some traction organically. And it just made me connect with companies, and now I've been able to build this with partnerships and different relationships, and now I'm like, 20 days, we got this, like let's go out. Yeah, but it's given me a great position to speak to other women who go, I can't camp, because that is a common thing. And I could be like, you know what, I didn't think I did either. But if you're interested in adventure and exploring, don't say it might be possible. It's not for everyone. But give it a shot, because you never know what, like you might fall in love with it, and like I did, suddenly it was like,
never go back.
I want to camp here. That was the moment I hit a spot. It was sunset, and I knew I had to go back to the hotel, and I was like, I really want to camp. I want to wake up here. I want to have coffee on that bank, on that stream, and I was like, I'm gonna camp. I'm gonna start doing this. And
the way you're describing it is insane. How you fell in love with it. Like, and I think that's how most of us fall in love. We can't. We're picturing that being out in the middle of nowhere, and we're like, I want to be here all the time.
Exactly.
It's incredible. What would you recommend to someone that's just starting out, that's in a position where they're confused? Because it gets really overwhelming.
It does.
Everybody sees us with all this gear, and you think you have to get it right away. I always tell them, you don't need all this. All you need is 4x4, like you said. And then if you want to get to this level, take your time, enjoy it. But what would you advise?
I mean, I'm very much in that same mindset. I think I usually tell people tires and sliders, and then just go use your vehicle. Because one, you don't know how often you're going to do it, and that's going to dictate how much money you invest in it. Instagram is great for inspiration, but it's not the schedule you should adhere to. People are building at ridiculous paces, spending ridiculous amounts of money, and I was stock for a year. I didn't add a suspension. I just had the tent and the sliders, and
you were still able to go out.
And you're able to go. You're a little slower and maybe a little grumpy at the end of a trail, but you're still. I think it's so good to learn your vehicle as stock as possible. It makes you a better driver in the long run. You jump onto 35s right out of the gate. It's cheating in a sense that you're not having to learn lines the way you would with smaller tires, and it makes your arsenal, your ability so much better. And then it saves you money in the long run too, because you go, that would have been a waste had I bought that right away. So ask questions, learn, and then go from there. Take your time.
I built my truck in 3 days, and I regret it. It was way too quick. It happened too fast. I was like, man, I wish I could have enjoyed, the stock look for a little bit, but
it's hard. I mean, social media world, like we all want to look cool, and I get it. It's like, oh, I'm only stock, and it's like, but dude, it's money. It's a lot of money to do this. So, do it wisely, I think.
Do you regret any of it?
Anything? No, I don't. I really don't have any moves that were, there are things I regret, I wish I would have done sooner. The dual battery is going to be one of them. I'm like, oh, should have had this on. Putting an onboard air compressor, which I have in the engine bay, that I carried around a Via Air, which was fantastic. But putting it on board was like, oh, why didn't I do this a long time ago? That makes it very easy. So,
do you have any interior mods?
I don't have a rear seat anymore.
Okay, cool.
So I did I love Goose Gear, and they make beautiful products, but I thought I'm gonna give it a go and see if I can do it myself. So it's just plywood and my speaker carpet, which I don't recommend if you have a dog. That was a that I do regret. That's it. Putting carpet back there with a dog, that's my one regret.
Oh man, no way.
But so it's a completely flat surface. It gives me a spot for the fridge, and then Henry, my pup, has his own like platform to sleep on. And then Stinger Off-Road has done a new head unit. I have a new rear view mirror. I'm gonna have a new sound system coming. I now have new cameras. I'm gonna be like 360 cameras all over.
Wow, nice.
Now
that's
have
really nice.
Yeah,
especially out on the trail. Like you won't need a spotter, right? Hopefully.
Well,
you
yeah.
Need a spotter.
I don't ever need a spotter. I'm good at this.
Good?
I got no. No. Well, I think what's awesome is it records.
Yeah.
So it gives you some security, but it also lets you. Times you just want to get over an obstacle. So at least sometimes I can hit record and I don't know. I did something.
Yeah. Cool. Jillian, thank you so much for your time.
No, thanks for having me.
Everything.
Yes.
I hope you have a great show.
That's the plan.
If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go check out Jillian on her Instagram. We'll make sure to put it down below. If you enjoyed her truck, make sure to smash that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to do so. And I'll see you guys in the next video.